Joining me on the program right now, she is a physician who works with the Niagara Children's Center. Dr. Katie Sue, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Can I just ask you, is that the proper pronunciation of your last name?
Yeah, exactly. Katie Sue.
Okay, no problem. When did you first become involved with the Children's Center as a doctor?
About 3 years ago. I moved to the Niagara region about 4 years ago to start my practice, and then I became involved about 3 years ago with the Children's Center.
All right, and what's your role there?
So I'm a pediatric neurologist, and as part of the Children's Center, I do the developmental assessments. That's evaluating kids with diagnoses like autism or epilepsy or developmental delay.
All right, and then typically how old are children when they come to see you?
I would say the average age is about 3 years old. We have a preschool focus at the Children's Center, so most kids are under age 4.
All right, and then as you said, you came here to set up your practice, and then you became involved with the center about a year later. So do you have a separate practice that you work at, or is almost all of your work through the center?
I work about 50% of my time at the center. So I also work in Thorold, seeing older kids with the same type of conditions, but in addition, things like migraine and epilepsy, as I'm a neurologist.
Okay, and as a neurologist, what first attracted you to pediatric neurology and working with children?
Oh, I've always loved working with kids. It's something that I've wanted to do since I was little. And, of course, the brain is a very interesting thing. So, those are the two things that really drew me to this specialty.
All right. And then it really is, you moved here. Did you have any work with a similar institution before you came to Niagara?
No, I did my residency training at McMaster, so I had some exposure to different centers in Hamilton, but I have family in this region. That's what drew me to this area, and then I've really loved my work with the Children's Center since coming here.
Yeah, and did anything take you by surprise when you worked at the Children's Center? Only because, for those who are not familiar, and obviously you're a medical professional, so you've seen a number of things, but for those who are not familiar with the center, it really is a remarkable place where you and your colleagues do some amazing work helping children.
Yeah, I think the thing that is so awesome about the center is the chance to work together with some amazing people. Don't often get that as a physician out in the community, to have a whole team with you, to have people like occupational therapists, speech language pathologists, social workers who can all help and work towards the same goal of helping kids. So, that's what's been amazing for me, is being able to have a whole team who can really work to try to achieve these goals.
And as a doctor, you're seeing children with some exceptionalities, as you would describe it, and then helping them maximize. All right, here's what we can do. Here's what we can go towards. In your career, have you seen an improvement, an advancement? Are we much better at dealing with neurodevelopment in children now than we were 20, 30, 50 years ago?
Absolutely. I think the thing that we're doing the best right now is detecting it early. Used to be something that was brushed under the rug, and now it's something that we're learning more and more, that there's those critical years, in the first 5 years, where it's important to actually get kids into therapy and have them exposed to different types of environments and settings, and that can make a big difference.
Why is early detection so critical then? What is it about identifying a child, let's say at 3 or 4 rather than 7 or 8, that seems to make a difference?
Yeah, it's just about putting the supports in place and exposing kids to a variety of different types of therapies and treatments. Treatment might even be something as simple as going to daycare, right, and being around other kids and having those models. But if you don't know that that's something that's important for your child because you haven't had an assessment, then it might be something that's missed. So the earlier we can know about those differences, then, the better it is in terms of treatment.
All right, and that's why it's critical. There's sometimes a wait list at the center. Sometimes therapy appointments take a while. But that's why it's critical why we need to support the center, to allow those who need the treatment or assessment to get there as soon as possible and then begin a successful course of action, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, I wish that there was not a wait list. I wish we had all the funds and the, the dollars to give everyone immediate treatment right away. But we work the best we can and try to get kids in as early as we can to try to give them those opportunities.
Dr. Sue, before I let you go, what's one exciting area of treatment or therapy you're involved in you'd love to share more with the public?
You know what? What's really exciting actually in neurodevelopment right now is genetics. There are a lot of exciting treatments that are coming out for specific genetic conditions. I'm not directly involved in giving the genetic treatments, but for example, there's a muscular condition called SMA, where they've recently come up with life-saving, life-changing treatment, genetic-based treatment, and so we're hoping that there's more treatments like that to come.
It's interesting as well that at the center, while there may be a number of different causes, it's often treated by what a child can do. So there may be some what you would call orphan conditions or rare diseases out there that cause something to happen. But it's often centered around, all right, what are these child's capabilities? What are his exceptionalities? And let's go from there rather than thinking about, treating the disease specifically.
Absolutely, absolutely. And in development, it's all about looking at what a child can do and how can we help them to achieve their potential. And so oftentimes the diagnosis doesn't matter in terms of the treatment perspective because we're just looking at what the child's able to do and how we can help foster more.
Dr. Sue, really appreciate your time today. Fascinating talking to you. Thank you for so much for joining us, but also for what you do at the center. So much appreciated. And I know families are thankful for not just you, but the whole team over there and how you help children.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Have a great day.
You too.
May is all about helping kids shine, and if you want to help kids shine, just go to the website HelpKidsShine.ca. There's a number of ways you can make a donation. There is, plenty of places. You can do it monthly. You can do a one-time donation. But as well, and, this kind of came up a little bit when I was talking to Rob Becerro, there's also there, if you go to Help Kids Shine, there's a tab there called Eat Local. And a number of local restaurants have partnered with the Children's Center to work together with Help Kids Shine. And by, you getting what you want, a delicious meal, the center gets usually a portion of the bill, or specifically if you order something, a donation is made on your behalf. So Boston Pizza at the Penn Center, Ontario Street, Carson's Pizzeria, Niagara Falls, St. Catharines. Thanks to Dine Niagara, who has promoted this all through the month of April. Good friends at George's Greek Village, Handlebar Hanks in Welland, Moksha Indian Bistro in Niagara Falls, Pelham Street Grill in Font Hill, Pizza Jerry's over in Meriton, Romby's Tavern and Smokehouse, who have a terrific Mother's Day package, $5 from each. Will be going back to the center. Smokes Poutinery downtown, and the Green Apple Coffee House in Port Colborne. So, HelpKidsShine.ca, and then just click on Eat Local if you're looking for some ideas, maybe tonight, maybe over the weekend, maybe for mom. And there's a great way that you get what you want, a delicious